It's been about a week since the video surfaced that went viral, racist video, the SAE fraternity out of Norman. As a result of that, OU President David Boren dismissed 2 students. And while no one is condoning the content of that video, First Amendment rights are coming into question. Did President Boren have the right to dismiss those students based on free speech? Here to help us make sense of this is attorney Bob Nelon. You are attorney with Hall Estel. And Bob, thanks so much for your time today. And can you talk a little bit about the First Amendment issues that come into play in this situation?
Well, this is a very complicated issue. First Amendment advocates, myself included, would take the view that the students have the right, the constitutional right, to engage in expressive speech, even that which is repulsive to all of us. And none of us condones what the students did. The difficult issue is what power, if any, the university has to impose punishment in some fashion for their misbehavior. First Amendment purists would take the position that the university has no power to do that it would violate the constitutional rights of the student to impose any sort of punishment such as expulsion from the university. There are those who advocate the view, though, that the university, although a public institution, is different than just standing on the street corner, that the viewpoint is expressed as in this fashion, that you don't have a right to attend a public university. You apply, you're accepted, and in applying and being accepted to the university, you enter into a contract with the university to comply with the university's code of conduct. And if you violate that code of conduct, in essence, breach your contract with the university, even though you would have a constitutional right in other circumstances, you may forego that right, and the university has the power to take action to protect the integrity of the campus, to protect the reputation of the university, to protect the educational environment from disruptive behavior. However, that's while that argument has perhaps some merit, it is a very slippery slope, to use that favorite phrase, because we all so condemn this particular conduct. It's easy to take the view, well, of course the university ought to do something about it. The problem is, how far do you extend that, and what's the next event to which this situation would become precedent for what we do the next time around? If there were anti-Semitic views expressed, if there were anti-gay views expressed, would the same outcome have resulted? Not sure we want to find out, but it's a very close question.
Talking with Bob Nelon, an attorney with Hall Estel. And Bob, let me ask you another question. President Boren has indicated through his response throughout this week to the media that this video and the content in the video created a hateful, a disruptive environment. Other people said, chances are in the court of public opinion, he's going to win. He's going to win this case. But your thoughts on that from the legal standpoint? Did President Boren perhaps overstep his boundaries, or maybe not?
Well, I think there are really 2 separate issues. One is, what power does the university have to impose a sanction of some kind for the students' conduct consistent with the Constitution? The second question is more a policy choice of what should the university do. And I think I share the view that has been expressed by a number of spokespeople that maybe we lost, or the university lost, a teaching moment here, that we could have used this experience, and many members of the university community have done this. Coach Stoops and the football team have protested. Other students have, members of the Greek community at OU have protested and said, this isn't us, this isn't OU. Don't accept this irrational behavior is representative of who we are. And perhaps in these circumstances, the better approach is to counter offensive speech with more speech and to make it clear to the university community itself and to the world outside the university that this doesn't represent the student body at large or the administration. President Boren certainly had the right, and I applaud his immediately taking a stance and vocally saying this conduct is reprehensible and it is not consistent with university policy. Can he take the next step of expelling students? Could he go after other fraternity members and take some kind of action against them? Becomes more problematic. And I would much prefer as a First Amendment advocate to say, let's counter this offensive speech with other speech. Let's demonstrate, let's protest, let's speak out against that racist chant and the video. Make it known that this doesn't represent the University of Oklahoma or Oklahomans in general, and counter that reprehensible conduct with positive speech instead.
Some teachable moments there.
Teachable moments.
Bob Nelon, we appreciate your analysis and shedding some clarity on this subject. And we learned late this week that President Boren plans to talk with OU Athletics Director Joe Castiglione and the football team, athletes, and students following spring break. And we also know that SAE is perhaps looking into some legal representation. Bob, the story continues, doesn't it?
It does. It will for a while.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.